So, um, so I was looking at my Valar's ancestry, and it says that my great grandpa was born 1889, same year as Hitler. Okay, and my great great grandpa's name was Adolf. Okay, and I love Nietzsche. And Nietzsche's mom died on Hitler's like ninth birthday. Um, I just find it strange that it seems spirituality these days is very personal, and no matter how much Nietzsche I read, it's only me who finds out these astrological, similarities or just namesake similarities. Um, Interesting parallel between Jesus and Nietzsche, I believe, is that there's 27 years missing out of the Bible. You know, which Martin Scorsese's film, based off the book Last Temptation of Christ, filled in. It's being much more realistic with Jesus. I think Christianity just became very popular because after Rome, we were just praying to everything, and we could never attain that godlike status. Nietzsche says that the Greeks sort of saw themselves as the archetypes of their gods instead of vice versa, that we can never reach that pinnacle. But at the same time, it seems like Christianity, making man a god, did make it more plausible, that we could attain the same thing. I mean, Jesus gave hope to people that we could attain the enlightened stage. How that differs from Buddha actually attaining, the enlightened stage is, questionable. I just think it's weird. There's 27 years gone in Jesus' life, or repressed, and the last 27, months of Nietzsche's life were repressed. I mean, conscious life. I mean, obviously, the last 11 years he was kind of a vegetable, but then my sister and I being written, it is being repressed just like Jesus' life because people don't want to associate Nietzsche with that work. Why? I don't know. He's mentioned incest prior to that work in his letters, okay? I mean, that work is just an extreme elaboration on the primary, on incest, which is, already a given in Nietzsche's whole career. Um, but yeah, I think Nietzsche's sister, her North Node was in Scorpio for a reason. A North Node is sort of what you're supposed to be in this life, your potential, and Scorpio is the side of sex. So if she wasn't as horny, Nietzsche wouldn't have had such a weird life. He got to question physical love and uh, brotherly sister love in a weird. See, when I say incest, I'm not saying he pounded her. I'm saying that she just fondled his peewee when he was younger. That's all I mean. Okay, it's not like full blown nasty. But anyway, just notice also during Nietzsche's death, it was just a majority of squares for his natal sign, and he had a Saturn return. Just like every famous rock star, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Morrison, and Joplin, you know, and Moon, they all died during a Saturn return. Okay, well maybe not Keith Moon, but everyone else, including Nietzsche, now I find out, died during a Saturn return. So I mean, Saturn is the most not negative but restraining planet out there. I just find it very interesting. Um, so, what y'all been up to? Y'all having a good New Year's? It's still the year of the ox, and still hard working. Can't wait till that tiger comes about, so I could be like real aggressive instead of so hermetic. Um, it says that the golden age for the Kali Yuga for Muslims is 5,000 years, about 5,270 lunar years, or yeah, and it ends in 2012. It began like around 3100 BC, and the Mayan calendar exactly began in 3114 BC. So the Hindu calendar is extremely corresponding to the Mayan calendar. And I had taken this history of communications class, and learning about languages. And this one pottery from China, it's from like the 11th century BC. looks extremely like Mayan and like non-Chinese, and it just makes a lot of sense that there's a lot of different Buddha-like uh, architecture in the Maya. Like a lot of their artifacts and toys for their kids had kind of like fat, chubby men with like real squinty eyes, and it's really not Mesoamerican at all. So like the mixing between races is what's intriguing me more about history. It's like the Mayans, mathematically, it's like out of the 20 codexes that survived, the hundreds that were burned, their mathematics is still so much higher than us, and a lot of people just ignore them. It's like, what could they know about the present if they couldn't predict their own downfall? Because they know it's just great transitions. They can never predict an actual happening. Just like astrology, it's just going to be a aura transition. It's not going to be you're going to be fired today. I mean, people skeptic of astrology think the readings are much more specific than they actually are. But it's not us that's doing the interpreting. Um, it's the archetype.